Erica Furman, and I came to Midway Presbyterian Church after a season of some church hurt and needed a renewal of the spirit and community in just a new way, and found it in this small community church that is sweetly part of a larger community of the Midway ministry, with all the churches that work together in harmony. And Pastor Mary is really instrumental in that, and she's so welcoming. Was very welcoming with our family when we moved to Midway, and has just been a really safe and peaceful spirit to be around. In the position that Mary is in, she is always giving outwardly. She also needs to be able to get outside of these walls and outside of this community to bring new ideas back in. It's a renewal, a revival, an awakening, and that's really important for anyone who is in any profession, but especially one where you're a shepherd in addition to an intellectual.
I'm Bill Pim, and I've enjoyed working with Mary these 15 years. One project she had me work on was a timeline of church history. Right after she came is when, within a few years, they did the community garden in 2008, the backpack program. Of course, the fellowship hall was built. There's been other community activities she's done, but I'm sure it would help her to get new perspectives on things, and even put in context stuff she's read about but hadn't been there.
When I think about Mary, Bud, I think about the many things she does that we never see. Our church is a close church. We do a lot of things together, but I'm always astonished in this little town when I find out something Mary has done that I didn't even know about, that was outside our church but in our community, and bringing our church into the community and also the community into our church. I think about, you drop a rock into a still pond and the ripples go out. From Mary, ripples go out. People that I didn't know even knew Mary, that have never been in our church, say, Mary meant so much to me when she came to visit my mother when my mother was dying. Really? I didn't know that she knew your mother. It's just the most remarkable thing about her is she creates beautiful ripples, apparently effortlessly. Now, I know it's not effortless, and that's why I'm so excited about her getting an opportunity to travel with her family and to have some time for her to fill her cup.
So I'm Janice Holland, and I have been here at the Presbyterian Church over 15 years, so not too long after Mary started here. I don't know, this church just really hit my heart. The first time I came, Mary was preaching, and I don't know, I just had an amazing, what if you want to call it, the spirit come over me, and I just knew that this was where I needed to be. And she is so inspirational for all of us, and I think she deserves to get some of that renewal and some of that inspiration for herself, because it's hard to lead all the time, and sometimes you just need some time where you don't have to be the leader, and you can get a little renewal for yourself.
Okay, this is Marcy Hicks and James Hicks. All three of our children grew up in the church, and Mary has been a significant part of that. My youngest was 9 years old when she came, so our children know her as the minister here.
She's been a real spiritual gift to the church. I've been, like I said, I've been here for 59 years, been through several ministers, and she's just a role model for all the children that have grown up in the church.
Mm-hmm. That's one of her gifts too, is the part of children's church. I think we all enjoy that as much as the sermon.
She brings a lot of stability to the church.
And if she's been here 16, at least 17 years at that time, then it's a good time to reflect and regenerate your energy.
Mm-hmm. I'm Barbie Wool, and about 6 years ago, I needed a new spiritual journey. And a friend of mine here in Midway, who wasn't a member of this church, said, I know one of the ministers in Midway, and you need to hear her preach. And that's our pastor, Mary, and I have been here since a day in March 6 years ago, and loved every minute of it. And she needs time to figure out how to keep pressing forward in her own spiritual journey. And so I wholeheartedly support a sabbatical renewal for her.
My name is John Steele Davis II, and I've been going to the church here since 1949 when I was baptized. Great-great-grandfather, my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father, myself. We've been in this area and going to this church during that whole time. So it's very meaningful to me to have a minister that is so strong and able to communicate with so many people. When you think about all the projects from backpack program, community garden, she's the president of the PTO at the North Side Elementary School. She formed a youth group, a multitude of accomplishments that she has done during this time frame. So this will give her the opportunity to take away from here and not have to think about all the responsibilities that she has and that she places on herself. This will give her the opportunity to learn more. She has several things that she wants to focus in on that will help her in personal life and professional. When she's gone, we will have a very able interim pastor that will guide us to look for the hidden treasures that she's going to be looking for, things that we don't know about right now, things that may be beneficial to us and we don't even think about it. So we will have special training at the congregation during the time that she's gone.
Pamela Perlman, and I have enjoyed working in the garden, and Mary and her husband and her children are always in the first ones there and the last ones to leave. I think she really believes in the feeding the hungry and the hungry of spirit, and we embody that through our work in the garden. I mean, the term of the sabbatical would just be a chance of renewing. I can't imagine how difficult it must be to have the spiritual life of a congregation within your hands and feel that responsibility. I think this would be a wonderful opportunity for Mary to be able to get new knowledge, gain new insight, and to have that spiritual refurbishing, that spiritual renewal for herself and also for the church. You know, what's the thing about separation makes the heart grow fonder? Right. So everybody will come back renewed and have new insights to share.
My name is David Shaw, and I was on the search committee when we were looking for a minister, and we had actually offered the position to a young man who turned us down. And we were kind of all devastated, but probably within the week after we heard from him, we had an unsolicited letter from Mary saying that she would like to interview for the position. And when she came, it was like the Spirit of God arrived. We were so happy. She was so energetic, so loving. You know, we just knew it was the right thing that happened. So I'm so happy that she is taking this opportunity to renew her spirit. She never fails to give a good sermon, and I'm sure these experiences will give her lots of new things to talk to us about. We're very happy to send her on this sabbatical, if God's will.
Hello, I'm Onita McClure, and I've been attending this church since 1991, and I have seen a lot of changes come and go, and I have to tell you that I love Mary. Mary she has just been so wonderful for our church, our congregation. I think most of all that Mary just having the time away from us and going into some adventures on her own. And I think that will make us appreciate Mary more in her absence, and it'll strengthen, I think, the whole congregation.
We have been struggling as a family to find a church that we could really call home, and it was getting to the point where going to church on Sunday was a chore, and we came across Mary and the Midway Presbyterian Church, and it's now something that we look forward to each week.
So we very quickly became part of the family. They made us feel welcome from the get-go, and I can't imagine not being in this church now. Where you're called on daily in some of the hardest times and not getting a break. And I think, you know, it's just sometimes absence makes the heart grow fonder. And, you know, well, Mr. Walsh is gone, but everyone needs that. And the things she'll learn and be able to bring back to the congregation to teach us and show us and enrich our lives, I mean, unsurmountable, I think. So.